Welcome once again to the Whiskey Cowboy Live. Today's date is July 27th, 2023. It is a Thursday. I hope everyone's week has been going gloriously. It's been fairly good weather here all week. Some rain off and on today, but not too bad. I'll take one day of off and on rain compared to solid week of rain, hot and humid. It was warm, a little bit humid, a little bit of rain, but mostly one day. Yesterday was absolutely gorgeous. Folks have probably already seen that I put up the first in probably a series of 3. Taking a ride with the Whiskey Cowboy videos. This one was from Alton, New Hampshire up to Moultonborough, New Hampshire. That went from the southern tip to the northern part of Lake Winnipesaukee. So Alton's at the bottom, and then you go to Wolfboro, which is the nation's oldest resort town. And then through Tuftonboro and I'm trying to think of some of the other. There's another little town that's in there, and then up to Moultonboro. It's a wonderful drive. The drive is actually even nicer than the video portrayed, but as usual, that doesn't always play out well in just a dash cam. That is going to be rectified. I have another GoPro 9 coming in. I ordered that up. So when I go on these drives, I'll be able to also get right and left. Of course, you don't need both, just one at a time. Right and left, as well as the dash cam, so that when there's all sorts of goodies that are passing you by that you cannot normally see, like you can't see the lake out on one side when you're driving on the road. You can when you're in the car, but you can't through the dash cam. Well, this is going to be rectified the same way as going up through the White Mountains. All the good stuff is out the right and left window. You sort of see it down the dash cam. You'll have to forgive me. I got a splitting headache. It started right after dinner, so I'm going to muddle through this show. You can sort of see it through the dash cam, but out the sides, right and left, and then looking up a little bit, you see all the high mountains and cliffs and everything. So that's going to be absolutely wonderful come fall. I'm going to do all of these drives again, do the foliage season, and put those videos up for folks to see. Well, let's see what we've got going on here. Start out with some bullet points. Dylan Mulvaney. Boy, that dude's got some balls, I'll tell you. Dylan Mulvaney. He charges $40,000 per talking engagement on his series on empowering women and similar topics. I mean, that's like I post up. That's like Scarlett Johansson putting on blackface and lecturing people on how to be a strong black man. Yeah, that guy's got some balls. So you've got to be more crazy than he is to pay them kind of fees.
I guess he figures he can say that because he hasn't tried to join some women's sports team.
Yeah, I guess maybe. The What is a Woman? Matt Walsh.
No, that was special. A good show.
Was at least 3 of the people who were in the show are claiming that they got tricked into being recorded and put in the movie. Yeah, like you didn't know ahead of time. You didn't see the whole camera crew. It's a whole production. You didn't know who Matt Walsh was. Hogwash. You were not tricked. But, that's the way the left is. Let's see another thing. The location, the Maury County Courthouse in Columbus, Tennessee. That is the courthouse where Jason Aldean shot his music video for, what was the name of it? Try That in a Small Town, which has absolutely nothing wrong in it. which have been turned into, the left claims it's like the new racist national anthem. It's not. And they don't have any problem with countless rap videos out there and songs with gratuitous violence and telling people to go rob and stab and shoot other people. No, they don't have any problem with that. What else we got going on here before we open it up to a general conversation? Some folks on the right were getting all pissed off because Jason Aldean, the people running his stuff edited out a chunk of footage from his music video. And people are saying, oh, he's caving to the left because the footage that was taken out was from some BLM riots and stuff like that. Well, it's like, no, he didn't. He didn't cave at all. What it was is the footage that they used for the music video, they did not get authorization, and there was considered a copyright strike. Somebody was exerting their copyright protection over the footage. It may or may not hold up in court, but they just decided to just take it out, and that's what happened. So no, he didn't put up his hands and surrender, and he didn't take it out because people didn't like that it showed black people. He took it out because there was a copyright issue. Okay, back to the GoPro 9. Again, I have it on order. If folks would like to help offset the cost of that, there is a link underneath the description of the show. The same way as if you would like to help support this and all other content and the equipment and the operating costs, you can make a donation. You can make a single-time donation, or you can set up a monthly recurring donation for as little as you like. Be it $5, $10, $15, whatever you feel. It can be canceled at any time. You can even write in a note, like if you want to help pay for the new GoPro, say, hey, this is going to the new GoPro. So you can make a little note and send it on out. If you would like to help support the content in non-monetary ways, there's also a link that has a whole slew of things that you can do to help support my content. So I guess now we will jump over. We've got a couple folks. Welcome to the show. Donna has joined us in the Zoom meeting room. So how is everybody's week going? Oh, let me get pistachio cream. The coffee for tonight is pistachio cream from New England brand coffee. Now the floor is open. Go ahead and how's everyone doing? I know we got some folks out there. Go ahead and type up in the chat area, if you will. Seems like most people have not jumped in. It's early yet.
How's your numbers been on Facebook now that you've got back on?
Let's see. I'm getting more traffic to the posts. Let's try the back end here. Let's see here. We're about plateaued out even now. What's today's date? The date is the 27th.
Yep.
Yeah, here we go. Let's pull this up. Here's my stats on the back end here. Facebook reach through July. This was when I was on ban, all the way down here. And then mid-July, they took me off ban. Now, they did not start recommending me, and they're still not recommending me. So you hear July 13th right here. And there's July 14th. 433,284 reach. And you come up here, pow. Let's see if it's... I can't see it.
Yeah.
It jumped out. I can't read the number. This was the 14th. That's, it's 5.5 million.
Yeah. 55. Yeah.
Yeah.
55.
I can't see it because it's popped up too far up. But yeah, it looks somewhere over 5,000 or 5 million. Then it dropped again, and I have no idea why it dropped. This is just over 4 million reach. There we go. 4,070,499 on the 17th. Then it dropped on the 18th down to 189,244. That's weird.
Yeah.
They must have what they probably did is they probably forgot that they were supposed to be not recommending me, and it popped it up. Because I was getting a good 6 million a day before I was hit. And then it dropped back down again to the 17th, and it's been holding steady and declining. Let's see here. What's say the 27th? Today's the 27th. This is the 25th. Tuesday on the 25th, I only had 6,870 in reach. That's they're playing games. You can't go from I mean, hell, on the 12th I was getting 57 and change thousand. Then 5 million in change by the 16th. So, yeah. This is not natural progression in numbers. This is them screwing around. My Facebook follower count, I'm down 97.2% over the last running 28 days. It's a rolling count. So tomorrow you still have 28, and the next day you still have 28. So the numbers, they shift over time. Instagram followers, I'm up. I'm on Instagram. Even though they're connected, what happens on Facebook does not affect Instagram. My unfollowers says 20 at 85%. And that's what it says, but I haven't been able to find anyone that physically unfollowed my content. Usually when people quote unquote unfollow, it's because you get a surge in. I wish I had a surge. I would usually get a surge in. And then a certain percentage of those were bots. And then as the bots get weeded out because people keep reporting them, or they'll post spam on my page and I will delete them, I will block them, that gets taken out of the total count. So that would be unfollowers. But there hasn't been anything that I can think of in the past couple weeks. So I have no idea where they're pulling those numbers from. So yeah, shenanigans still. Again, good. They to get over 5 million for that one day.
That's really weird.
Yeah, they would have. They had to have. Like I said, they had to have. Where you got this small spike here, from the 13th to the 16th. They had to have. They had to have taken me off the system that says don't put his shit out in other people's feeds, and then they had to have put it back on.
I'm getting your stuff on my feed though now again.
Yeah, some people got it regularly. Some people got some of it. Most people got some of it. A lot of people, not most people.
Get a lot.
The people
when I went to your page, there was a lot more that you've posted on your page than I have gotten in my feed.
But you'd get maybe like 1 or 2 posts a day.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And that was average. The people that were getting my content were getting 1 or 2 posts a day, and I told them you're missing a shit ton, so go over to the page. But there's a whole lot of people. Well, I know the vast majority of people aren't getting anything. I've got over 7,000 followers. So if even if one thing hit their feed a day, and like, let's say one post, one meme, and they liked it, I should have thousands of people liking that just by virtue of numbers, sheer numbers.
Right, exactly. Because if I like something, then I get a lot more of it. I mean,
well, no, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about.
That's not what you're talking about.
Yeah,
okay.
if people, I tell people like my comment because it helps the algorithm, so most people know to do it. So if you emoji, I'll just say emoji, not just like, emoji it, like, love, care, whatever. Emoji the content. I have over 7,000 people that follow my content. If a meme that I post up or a blurb that I post up hits over 7,000 people's pages, their feeds, I should, by just by sheer numbers, I should have thousands of emojis on any given content. And I don't.
Right.
Because people aren't getting the stuff. And I can tell when people show up to my page, because they'll show up to the page and then they'll just run down the page. Like, or laugh, or, I'm just saying life or emoji. It's easier to say than emoji. They like, and I go, okay, boom, I just got hit by this member. Then boom, I just got hit by this member, which showing me they're not getting it. Most of the people who are following my content don't get it. Judy's on. She says, we say hello. She says, howdy, y'all. And she says, those are huge numbers. Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Judy.
5.5, 5 something. Like I said, it hid what it is, but it's clearly, I don't think it's 55, 5.5 million, but it's between 5 million and 5.5 million in that one day, which again, I think that their system must have screwed up and started just showing my content to people.
And then they discovered it.
And then they discovered it. And they turned it back off again. That's the only way that it would spike on that. Because okay, let's look at what I put out. What day was that?
Can you go back
and
look at like before this shit ever
months?
Started?
Yeah, I'd have to go back. I showed the spike. The spike was 6,000, but it was or 6 million. It was 6+ million for days. For days. It had ramped up, natural progression ramped up, 6+ million per day for days, and then they hit me with a violation, and it dropped down to about what it was saying for the 25th. It was like freaking, what was that again? Let's see here. Yeah, 5,491. Are you kidding me? That doesn't even, again, I've got over 7,000 people that follow my content. There is no way that I would only have 5,491 reach in any given day when I put out multiple posts. You know what I mean? You'd think, okay, if there was 7,000 and I put out 2 posts, it should reach, the number should go 14,000, right? Should go 14,000.
Yeah. Right.
Put out another item, should go up another 7,000. Why? Because people who subscribe to my page should be getting my content. But let's go and see, to show you this has got to be pure shenanigans. This was the high day was, again, that was, what day was that? Come on. 16th. It was the 16th. I got to go back.
What day did you come off of your jail time?
I'm not sure. I can tell you that too. Judy says yes, because I was able to see it for maybe 2 days and then it stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that actually may have been when I come out of my because it was, it's got to have been about the mid-month. trying to get back to. Here we go. Let's go back to the 16th. I'll be able to tell you exactly when I got off. It might have been right. It was probably like the 14th. Bet you it was around the 14th. Okay, here's the internet. Here is my page. Let's see. What day is this? This is 2 days ago. God, I hate it. Don't tell me 2 days ago. It's the 27th. So that would have been, oh, shit, I got to go back a week.
Yeah, long way.
I'm not going to bother. I didn't put out anything that crucial that I should have spiked from under 10,000 to over 5 million in 2 days. I didn't put out anything. So it was probably they took me off restriction. Then they figured out that, oh shit, we're now recommending his stuff, and then they put it back on, because then it dropped to the punishment period. So
okay, so what can we do?
Like or emoji. I don't care what the emoji is. Emoji it. Comment. Okay. Don't care what the comment is. I agree. You can type out the Declaration of Independence, or you can type out I agree, and algorithm wise it reads it the same. So I agree, or some people they'll post like a GIF comment, which are fun. Those are fun. You go and find a GIF comment that expresses your thoughts on the particular post and just post that up. So like, post, share. Share is important, because the people that see what you share as the viewer will then see my content, and that increases my views. That's one way to get around it, is people see it through you folks sharing it.
Do you get more points for a comment than a like?
No, you get different. It's different. They're all, the one's not more than the other. They're different.
Okay.
You get, it's participation and views and emojis. They're all, the stats are all, they're all different, but they all join in together. But if you're going to like or emoji, takes about the same amount of time to type in I agree, or like I said, have fun. Just put a GIF comment in there, you know, like you'll see a lot of that. A lot of people have started to do that, and it's fun. So like or emoji, heart, care, what have you. If whatever it is pisses you off, do a pissed off thing.
Yeah.
Some people were under the misconception that, oh, if loves and likes are more important and they give you good points, and people who do the pissed off or angry ones, they give you negative, it takes away. No, it doesn't. It's not the way.
I think of that as I am pissed off about the article.
Right,
itself,
which is right.
Not...
So, and the algorithms don't know whether you're mad at what the person said,
right,
or because of the issue that was talked about. So it doesn't work like that. A heart is the same as a like, is the same as a caring, is the same as an angry. They're all the same. It's an emoji. That's all that counts. As long as there's an emoji on there. But I use emojis if an odd emoji is placed on a particular content that I have that doesn't seem to fit it, like if it's a serious subject and somebody's laughing, you go, hey, what the hell? And the first thing I do is I go, is this somebody that follows my content? Because I pay attention to what people who follow and what they say, so I generally know.
I think there are built-in bots, because it seems like I don't care how serious or not serious the subject is, you always see the laugh emoji.
Yeah, well,
and I just think those are just, I don't know if they just automatically throw those at you or what.
No, let me tell you. That's where I was going, Donna. I will look to see who threw that up there. If it's odd, Sometimes it's a member and they just think the situation is funny, and that's fine. And I get it. People have a twisted sense of humor.
Well, that's true.
But normally the case is if it's an angry or a laughter that is not fitting for the content, it's usually somebody that is not a follower. Then I also check their account. And I see what their political leanings are. I've never had a bot emoji any of my content. I've had jackwagons emoji my content in a way that would be contrary to what those who follow my content would do. So no, it's never a bot that does. Bots do like my content. And that's fine by me. Because, and here's another thing, doesn't matter what emoji it is, I get credit for it. Doesn't matter what post it is, I get credit for it. Even if I hide or delete the comment, I got credit for it. So the people who come in and they want to be assholes and they post stupid things, I can ban them, which I do. Their post goes away and I still get credit for it and nobody gets to see it. So if you go to my posts and you see, like, let's say there was something that should not have laughter, and like, let's say there's 3 laughing emojis. The vast majority of the time, if you go to see, because you can see who does what, just as a general member, you can see. Just go to the emoji thing and it'll list who emojied what. If you see a bunch of emojis, but there's no name associated to it, in other words, it says there's 3 laughters and you go there and there's nothing, they got the boot. they're in the unnamed. You can't see them. Why? Because I booted them. I keep my page clean. I go through every day and I take care of. It's got to
take time.
It does take time. It takes time. It was taking more time when I had bigger reach, but I was also getting a crap load of new followers. Now I'm not. I don't even think this month that I've reached 100 new followers. I think I'm at 79 now. Let's see here. Yeah, 7,079. It's been a month. Even in slow times, back, let's say from January to March or April, I'd get over 100 new followers a month. And that's when my stuff was seriously throttled back as well. I'd get 100 or more followers a month. Then I was getting for like 3 days before they throttled me back because I broke community standards. I was getting 1,000 a day. And now I'm back to under 100 a month. Facebook playing games.
Yeah.
So that's where my numbers are. I'm still not getting seen. I'm getting seen more than I was before the middle of the month. I'm starting to get seen. I'm starting to get back into the feeds. But again, I've got over 7,000 followers, which means on any given day, statistically, it's impossible to get less than 7,000 reach, statistically, because it should hit people's feeds, unless they just don't check their accounts. The only way that the way the system is supposed to work, and the way most people think it should work, is if you subscribe to somebody's channel, all of their content should hit your feed. Now, the only way that it doesn't hit your feed is two ways. Number one, you didn't log in that day. In other words, if you just weren't on Facebook. Number two, the content was so low, you followed, let's say you followed 100 people, 100 pages. Some of them are going to be people, some of them are going to be groups, some are going to be organizations, some are going to be like mine. But Facebook shoved them so far down that you only scrolled maybe a quarter to a half of what's in your feed. Since it didn't come up in your browser, you didn't see it. I don't get the reach. Those are the only two ways logically that you shouldn't get reach for the content that's put out there. Hope that made sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then when I was putting my time out, thankfully I could still post, but I could post, but nobody was getting it. You know, that's almost, not quite, that's almost as bad as not being able to post at all. Because I tell you what, if I had gotten banned for 30 days, just an outright ban, you wouldn't see me on Facebook again. I've had it.
Well, I wish more people connected it on Rumble.
Oh, but Rumble's a different type of platform. Rumble's a YouTube style.
Right.
Right, so that has nothing to do with Facebook.
No, I know, but I mean, I just wish that there was a different platform, period.
Well, there is, but nobody's going to them. I'm on MeWe, which is...
Oh, I've never done...
Yeah, thank you. And I went to MeWe because it was the next runner-up. It was the closest thing to Facebook out there, was MeWe. So I got a MeWe account there. Let's see how many people.
Check it out.
Here's some advice. Unless you're planning on moving, don't waste your time.
Oh, okay.
Because it doesn't have all the content that Facebook does. It's got a lot of... MeWe has a lot of truly conspiracy theory type folks, and I just shake my head. I just shake my head at their content.
Okay.
So, yeah, but it's the equivalent of Facebook, but they don't censor like Facebook. Sort of like Rumble is like YouTube, but they don't censor like YouTube does. But the problem is Rumble's actually more viable compared to YouTube than MeWe is to Facebook. Let me go to MeWe. Let's see here. Where is it? There we go.
I gotta step aside for a minute. My dog is wanting something.
Go ahead. Let's see. My follower count on MeWe, and I went there. I went to MeWe last fall because Facebook kept banning me. So I needed a place to continue putting my content up. So I went to MeWe. I began mirroring all my content. I don't mirror all the content on MeWe now. Why? And this is why. 276 followers on MeWe. 276. And I've been there since the fall of last year. 276. Same content up until a few months, and I said, I'm just going to throw a few things up there to keep the account active, but I'm not getting the following. I'm not getting the interactions. And that was the closest to Facebook. And in fact, if you knew how to use Facebook, you can use MeWe. They're damn near identical. The same way as, for all intents and purposes, if you know how to use YouTube, you can use Rumble. They're damn near the same. So I go where the people are. That's the only reason I'm on Facebook. I tell you what, if there was a talktomenow.com and I'd get even 2/3 of the people that I currently have on Facebook, if I could get at least 2/3 to start out there, I'd move. This is why I also get pissed off when people say, you should go here and you should post it there. It's like, yeah, I posted on Telegraph, whatever the hell it is.
Mm-hmm.
Was not getting any attention there. I was posting on, God, what's the other one? I still have an account, but I don't, You can set up a subscription there too. It's mainly subscription based, but you don't have to. In other words, paid subscription. Minds. I was on Minds. Got virtually no, I think I was like 19 people or some shit like that. It's like, why am I spending the time writing an article for my website, writing an article and putting it on Facebook and putting it on MeWe, putting it on Minds, doing a link again on Telegraph or Telegraph, I think it is, and doing all of this stuff for just a handful of people.
Yeah.
Everything takes time.
And the time that it takes to monitor and
right.
maintain it is probably, it's not worth it.
It's the same way with the videos. I've got my videos on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. That takes time.
Yeah.
It doesn't go up fast. One of the fastest places is Facebook. And in fact, Facebook is the fastest upload for videos because it uploads my HD file, and that's it. YouTube and Rumble upload both a lesser quality file. It's a shit file. And then the HD file. So you got double upload times. And you've got more things to put in before you're uploading. So, like the video that I uploaded today, that's on Facebook now and YouTube, but I haven't gotten around to Rumble yet. It's going to go up on Rumble. Rumble usually gets it last. People say, hey, why don't you do your live stream on Rumble? I can do that, but to do that takes more effort because their back end is totally different than YouTube is. YouTube, this is how easy it is for me to set up on YouTube. I keep my what's the page here? It's my YouTube Studio live stream page is up 24/7, 7 days a week. It's up. And it's just waiting for me. And then I go in and I alter the title and the description, which basically means I just change the date. Make sure that all the other settings are right, and I don't have to do anything, just all the other settings they're fine. And then it's there. When it comes time for me to start the show, I start my Streamlabs, start the show instantly since I've got my studio up because I'm running it to the studio page, and it starts going. Then while the countdown is going, I go back to YouTube, separate browser, go back to YouTube, go to my live stream page. The new live stream should be playing. I pop it up, turn the volume off so it doesn't come on to the show that's now streaming. Copy the URL, go to Facebook, post the picture that the show is live on YouTube, put the URL with it, and publish that. That's how I start every single show. That's fairly easy. I mean, there's a lot of steps, but it's fairly easy. Rumble would require additional steps on there because you have to start the show. You have to get certain things up and running. Then they give you a URL. Then you publish the URL. You know, it's a pain in the ass. If I had a shit ton of followers, like there's some people that do that. They'll, like Viva Fry. Him and Barnes do their show, and they do it on Facebook and Rumble. And then after Rumble, they go to locals and they finish it up locals. So they're live streaming 3 different places at the same time. And they start out, it's a good idea. Most of their audience is on YouTube. They get a couple hours into there, or not even a couple hours, but I think probably 10 or 15 minutes originally. You can go back the next day and see the whole thing, but when it's live, it's only 10, 15 minutes, I think. Then they turn that off, they switch, and it's recorded on their end so they can republish it on YouTube later. But they turn that off and say, we're going to Rumble, and it's all been streaming live. So they don't go to Rumble, they just take Facebook out of the equation. Then they do their show on Rumble until the end of their show on Rumble, and then they have another 20, 30, 45 minutes, an hour. I don't know how long. It's an extended. On Locals, Rumble is free. You can watch it for free. Locals are for paid people. Now, I could also set up in an identical situation like that, but here's my problem with it. I would have to pay for that ability. My streaming software will only allow me to stream to one location at a time. And that can be anywhere. But if I want a multiple stream, I've got to pay. And I think it's another like $19 a month. Now, when you've got a shit ton of followers and you've got people that are willing to offset that, then that's not a problem. You go, yeah, it makes sense. But people aren't paying for my equipment. People aren't paying for. I'd like them to help. I keep asking people, hey, but I guess, hey, the Whiskey Cowboy, he's just freaking rich. No, wish. The Zoom meeting, I pay for that. I don't think none of my regulars are paying for Zoom because you don't need to. Because the free version gives you up to like 45 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
If you're hosting the room, they'll give you up to like 45 minutes at a time. If you're going to somebody else's room, it's unlimited. As long you can stay there all day, as long as somebody else is hosting the room. Well, I have to host the room, so I have to have a business account. So I pay for that. I'm not getting reimbursed from people using it. I'm not getting reimbursed from people that watch the live stream later. I try to tell people, everybody thinks, oh, the next guy is going to take care of the check. No, they're not. I've got a couple loyal fans, and they pay. But like I said, there's not a single person in the United States that would work a week for what I make a month with donations. They wouldn't do it. And I'm being generous, saying a week. Yeah, you probably wouldn't work a couple days. So this is all mine. All the cameras, all the monitors, all the resources, all the internet, all the time put into things. Where I do my videos, takes whatever time it takes to actually do the activity, plus the getting to and from. So like, let's take yesterday. Yesterday, I left about between 8 and 8:30 in the morning. I didn't start filming until about 9:30 or 10. Why? Because I had to get to the starting location. And that was in Alton. So it wasn't quite that late. Maybe, 9:30 or 10. And then you do your trip, and then I have to stop and eat lunch. Everybody's got to eat lunch. And then I get to the end point, which is back at Conway. So the three videos are Alton to Moultonboro, which is the east side of Winnipesaukee. But then I drive all the way west, or all the way east, and then up north. So I drive another hour and change to get to Conway. Then I take the Kankamungus Highway from Conway to Lincoln. Then I take 3 from Lincoln to Bethlehem. So I've got that as well. So my first video will just be the Kank. And then the second video will probably be 3 on up to Berlin, and then down again on the presidential range highways. Past the Mount Washington, and then back down to the Mount Washington Hotel. I showed you a picture of that. I don't know if you were watching on the show. It's the big, huge. I said it reminds me of the hotel in The Shining. It's that type of hotel. It's a huge, big, huge, grand hotel at the base of Mount Washington. And then all the way down to Conway again. And then from there, I've got to get all the way home, which is another 2 hours and change. So, and then I have to sort through. So the next day, so you figure one day shot, I left at like 8:30. We'll give it 8:30 in the morning. Didn't get back until 4:30 in the afternoon, at least. So that's a whole day. And I got no content out. So the next day I start up, and it takes me for roughly 15 minutes. The first video, I cut it down to about 8 minutes. That took me about 4.5, 5 hours. It usually takes me about 6 hours for 15 minutes of film. Because I've got to edit it. I've got to get the music in there. I've got to get the transitions. It's not difficult work. It's just things that it takes time. And then you have to watch it, and you're watching it over and over as you're doing it to make sure there's no mistakes. Then you have to watch it again. So like, let's say it's a 15-minute video, and you have proofed it twice. Well, it's a half an hour just to proof it twice. And you can't fast forward it. You've got to watch the movie to make sure that it's okay. Then you've got to upload it. It takes you at least as long as the video is to upload as it is to play. At least. But that's not, but then you've got to add in, you've got to set up for the upload. Then after it does, they've got to verify it. So a 15-minute on like YouTube, and then to get both versions online to watch is going to take over an hour. Usually they say about 45 minutes on the HD version for them to verify it. But that's not including your standard upload time. That's addition to. Now, thankfully, when that's happening, I can do other shit. So I can go mow the lawn, or I can, and then I have to keep coming in. There's some things that I have to physically be there for, and there's other stuff that I don't. But, I mean, you're kind of getting the idea. There's a lot of work for what most people would think is a relatively small thing. And they love it. Everybody loves eating for free. And I get it. I get it. But there comes a time, and I had said earlier in the year, that if people don't start paying, there's going to be less and less free food out there. Why? Because if I'm not going to get paid, I got other shit that I can be doing. It's like, oh, do it because you like doing it. Yeah. What would you do? And I'll say this again. What would you do that you really like doing? Let's say you love cooking. Would you go work at a restaurant for 8 to 12 hours a day, working at a restaurant, preparing food that everybody loves because you like cooking? How long do you think that you would do that? That you would go to work at a restaurant, working 8 to 12 hours a day, preparing food for people that they loved, and then patting you on the back saying, God, you're such a good cook. How long would you do that? And I'd wager people probably wouldn't do that for very long. I've been doing it, what, decade? Don't be bitter. Don't be bitter. No, but let's be realistic about it. So it's like when people say, "Oh, do it for the right reason." Fuck you and your right reason. I can't. Hey, electric company, would you keep my power on for the right reason? I got a sewer bill to pay. I've got, you know what I mean? Hey, can you keep taking my shit for the right reason? My mortgage doesn't. I can tell you right now, my mortgage company would tell me to go shit in a hat. If I don't pay my mortgage, I don't stay in my house. Don't pay my car payments.
So
I don't keep them.
That's one thing I said I was not going to retire till I had my house paid off.
Right, because usually, and some states are a lot better in taxes. Taxes are horrible here. It's one of the downfalls. But
yeah, I bet.
If you've got your house paid for, most people on the retirement and or Social Security, they can, especially if they've got a spouse or there's a spousal income that was coming in, either, I don't know, a pension or something like that. They can manage things.
Oh yeah.
But you can't manage a car payment and mortgage and your bills off of standard normal people's retirements and Social Security. You can't do it. It's too much.
Yeah. I guess I've always been frugal, I guess. My car is 20 years old. You know, and I said I wouldn't retire until I had this house paid for.
Yeah.
And we bought it in 97 and I paid it off in 17. So
yeah, my first house I paid cash, incomes. So I was king on that. I'd gotten out of the service and had hoarded my money, and I paid cash for my house, so that was good. But we did not pay cash for this house.
Everybody I knew that was in the service, you know, they always had like the education thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have to buy into it.
Well, it depends upon. Yeah, well, it depends. You got a base level, and then you can add more into it. The GI Bill covers a lot of stuff.
Mm.
And then, like I said on the last show, I never took advantage of my VA loan until this house.
Yeah, right. Wow. That was a good thing.
Yeah, it was a good thing. It was a good thing. But within a couple of years, it's an old house. Things started falling apart, and I have to replace things. And so, yeah, that's why I always tell people: if you think you can afford X amount for a house, you can't. You just can't. You're probably paying, half again more than you can afford.
Yeah, everybody wants to live and drive above their means, if you ask me.
Yeah, well, they don't even realize what their means are. I mean, they'll do the math and they'll go, I can afford this. See, the numbers are out there. And it's like, no, you can't afford it because your mortgage is going to go up. Your property taxes are going to go up. There's going to be upkeep of the house. There's going to be things that break. You can't, if you can afford it on paper right now, you cannot afford the house. If you don't have, you have to buy much less of a house than what you think you can afford.
Exactly.
So if you think you can afford a $300,000 house, chances are you can afford a $150,000 to maybe $200,000 house. Maybe.
What's the average cost of a home up in your area?
It depends upon where you buy.
Well, yeah.
Just like every place else, depends upon where you buy.
But there's usually a median.
Yeah. Well,
like around here, it's gone up considerably, but.
Let's see.
Judy,
here's a whole list right here. $381,978 is the average single-family home in New Hampshire.
Wow.
And that's average.
Yeah, it's a little over half of that here.
Yeah. My house is... my house was well under that last year. My house is peeking in on that now. They adjusted all the housing prices. So everybody...
Right. I think
through the roof. It's like, give me a break. There is no way.
Yeah, in 97, this house was like, what was it? About 176,000, something like that. And now it's.
You're in Arkansas, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see here. Drop on down here. I'm like, it doesn't even have it. Well, there's a slider there. Let's see here. Where are you? Arkansas. Yeah, average house prices is $153,263. Sounds about right.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah,
That's
same with Oklahoma, $155,12.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, I bought my house in Oklahoma, paid cash for it. It wasn't even $100,000 either. And I had, Lord, I had an acre and change.
Wow.
Yeah, and here I've got like an eighth of an acre, and I was paying like $250 a year in taxes in Oklahoma. $250. That won't give me a month in taxes where I'm living right now. It's like, holy crap.
Right.
Judy says, "Yep, still here." So yeah. Yep. But yeah, I mean, our house is fine. Like I said, it had some issues. It's an old house. Well, an old house. I always get a laugh out of that. It's 100 and change. So that's, for New England, that's not really that old. It's not really that. We've got houses. I was looking at other property. I was looking at a nice little horse ranch. Was it 1790? Is when the house was built. Another house that I was looking at was 1750 something. So it was before it was actually built. The original house was built. Of course, it's been updated since then, but the original house on the property was built before the United States even existed. So,
yeah, I love old houses.
They have character, but you have to watch out how they were updated. Because you get a lot of shady updates, and
yeah, that's true.
So yeah, we still don't have a dishwasher, and I had the clawfoot tub and something about the size of a camp shower, and that the camp shower crapped out within probably a year or so of us moving in, and then I just put the new surround above the clawfoot tub. So that was fine. It's like one bathroom and it's downstairs. The bedrooms are upstairs. And of course, the bathroom is not just downstairs. It's downstairs, but on the other side of the house. So if you got to go to the bathroom at night, yeah, good luck.
Yeah, it's a trip.
Yeah, so there was a lot of things that was keeping it off of the market. Or shall I say, it was on the market, but was keeping it from being sold.
Right. Because everybody wants a bathroom every 20 feet.
Right, you got to have at least two bathrooms. You've got to have closets in every room. You got to have a dishwasher. You've got to have a new refrigerator, new stove. We replaced the stove. We haven't replaced the refrigerator yet, but we put in a new stove. Just one thing after another. There are things that people just are not willing to settle for. Well, I grew up dirt poor, and then I had a shit ton of kids, and we only had one bathroom and raising all the kids. So it's like, okay, that's not a problem. So there was things that I was willing to give up because I liked the way the house looked. I liked the feel of everything. It had white picket fence around. Fence is not there anymore. Took that down because it had an English style flower garden. And if folks aren't familiar with that, is an English style looks like think of just a bunch of weeds and flowers together, but you got grass in it and you got all sorts of it can look pretty, but it can look really awful just as quick. And then trying to maintain that around the fence line, and then it was an old fence. Yeah, and the fence was just falling apart. So we just said screw it one year and just took it down. Now there's no flowers. I've showed pictures of the front of that.
Yeah.
Sort of the front of the house. You can see the chicken area. You can see like some of my porch area. You can see some of the landscaping that I did. But unless you know exactly where my house is, you're not going to recognize the house. So I'm very selective in what I put out there.
Right.
I don't tell people what town I live in. I don't tell them my street address.
Right.
Exactly. No, I don't need that. I don't need that. When I say the missus, I talk about the missus. Don't call by name. I don't talk about my kids by name. No, they don't need that.
No.
Not such a big problem if all I was doing is putting driving and canoeing videos out there. Not a big deal. But when you're a social and political commentator, you don't just throw that shit out there.
Nope.
So, but yeah, it is what it is. And you always keep your plans. We've got our plans. Do our investments. We do our, so that hopefully we'll be able to achieve some things that we've always wanted in life. But don't be so naive as to think that shit's just going to change overnight. It's like, no, you better live in the now. You better have your bills paid, and you better have income.
Yeah.
Judy says the house I grew up with in my dad had built in the early 80s. He paid $30,000 for it, 3-bedroom, but 20 acres.
20 acres.
Acres is
Wow.
wonderful. It's worth $7 million now.
Wow.
Not just the house, but the land. Yeah.
Right.
Land is king. Land is king.
Yeah, it is.
Well, here we go. Mr. Gus is joining us. Him and Sally have been having a grand old time. Hey, Gus, welcome to the show.
Good evening.
Sally with you?
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
She all tickle pink? She all ready for tomorrow?
I'm having eek moments.
So where have you guys, is the trailer still on property but just moved aside and you've been sitting in it?
No. Oh, the old one, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys filled in, added all that that gravel. Of course, that's big gravel, right? You said 1/4 inch?
It's 3/4.
Three-quarter inch
3/4, yeah.
block.
Yeah.
Got about a foot of it.
There you go. Now, what do you guys do, if I may ask? Do you own that plot? Do you have a long-term lease? Because normally you wouldn't think that people would be putting in their own gravel and stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
You don't really know about seasonal life.
No, I don't.
It's that way with a lot of campgrounds. They rent you. You pay a season fee a year, anywhere from $22 all the way up to $5,000 a year for seasonal.
Right.
You just pay that seasonal fee every year, and
You maintain your property.
Right. So you just go, hey, I'm going to improve it, and they go improve away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what we did. We just told them this is what we're doing, and they're like, okay.
Yeah, because if you leave next year, they gained.
They gained everything.
Okay, that's what I was asking, which is what I thought what the case was, but I just wanted to.
Oh yeah.
So. Yeah.
No.
Well, cool. It's looking good.
We've been busting our butt for the last 3 days, getting it going. So.
You still up there? Or are you home now?
No, we're up here.
We're up here.
Oh.
I've become a good supervisor.
Ah. So you're on your phones? You're using your cell phones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't. This is one of the reasons why I haven't called in or done anything, because I didn't know how it would work, because we don't have the exceptionally good service up here.
Right.
So as soon as I signed on to Zoom, I lost YouTube.
Oh, okay. So what are you doing? You running YouTube on her phone and running Zoom on yours now?
No, I'm just on mine. I don't have YouTube on anymore.
Oh, okay. I was going to. Oh, living dangerously.
I've been
pushing the
listening.
issue there.
I've been listening for probably the last half hour, 35 minutes or so.
Did you catch any of the other shows?
No.
Shame. Didn't even go back and watch them later. I am hurt, guys.
No, because we've been up here and been busy. We've been, we get up in the morning at, 7 o'clock, and we have coffee and whatever. And
7?
Oh
My God.
Yeah. But we don't go to bed until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
I'm the early riser. He's not.
Yeah, the missus gets up usually before I do, but she goes to bed before I do. She usually goes to bed anywhere between 7:30 and 9.
Yeah.
And then I usually go to bed, even if I'm not doing the show, it's at least 9. and then I'll watch TV. So I stay up later, and then. But 7, holy crap! Yeah, no, it's fine. No, it's fine. But yeah, you guys are busting rear up there, doing a good job.
Yep. Oh, and then we had to pack up the old camper and get everything there. And you saw in the picture we have that shed, so we've been loading a lot of our stuff in there, and we've just got a few totes and bags left in here tonight, so that tomorrow morning we'll get up and do our thing, and then we pack up the rest of the stuff and we'll put it in the car and a few more things in the shed, and then we sit and wait.
Now, how's the weather supposed to be tomorrow?
Beautiful.
Okay, well, good. Then, I mean, if you have stuff to put outside, if this was done last week, it'd be like, holy shit, everything's got to be under tarps, and it's like,
no,
it's going to get wet.
Either in our shed, so.
Yeah. So
we were going to tell him.
Yeah.
And see if he had any room on the ark.
I lost that. Go ahead, Sally. What were you saying again?
We were going to give Noah a call and see if he had any room on the ark.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. Well, it's in my backyard right now, so you'd have to get an appointment.
Don't hug it all.
Yeah, well, no. They figured, it's the important things. It's like, no. But what time you expecting the? Yeah, she's like, oh shit, he didn't do that, did he?
He just did stuff.
So what time are they scheduled to deliver your new abode?
Phone rings and he says, I'm on my way.
Oh, one of those types of deals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping.
Where are they pulling it up from? They pulling it up from
Chichester.
From where?
Chichester.
Yeah, Chichester. Big flag. Yeah, they're not going to be leaving until probably
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. I was going to say not before 7:30, 8 o'clock. They're not going to be there. Yeah. So.
No.
So you figure, okay, let's say they're Johnny on the spot and they leave at 8. Yeah, wish. They get about 11 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah, Gus informed me. He said, hey, you were only about 20 minutes away from our place.
If you went to the Mount Washington Hotel, you were actually only about 10 minutes away.
Yep.
Yeah, you're what, northwest of that, right?
No, we're
a hop, skip, and a jump.
We are literally 10-minute drive from here to the Mount Washington Hotel.
No, but what direction?
North.
Oh, so you're south of the Mount Washington Hotel as well?
No, we're north of it.
Well, no, that's what I said. You're northwest of it, right?
He's adding west on to it.
Yeah, you're adding west.
I mean, you're not west of Mount Washington. Mount Washington.
No, we're in direct line.
You're dressed. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, I envisioned it. You were just slightly northwest, is what I kept thinking in my head. But you're just north of that. Yeah.
When I step out the door here and I look, I can see the windmill.
Oh, okay.
At the Mount Washington Hotel.
Yep. Well, that's cool. Well, shit, if I'd have known that.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, we had already spent all that time getting up there. Well, the trip. That's a long trip for us, even to get to that point.
It is, but it'd be a good spot for you to take a break.
Yeah. Could have been well, hell, we stopped and had lunch.
Oh, you can stop and have lunch.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of whether it was before or after the Mount Washington. Whatever. It was in that same general area. So hell, we could have just come up there. We put the nice folding chairs in the back of Zippy, and the missus made some sandwiches with she made her own homemade rolls, buns. So we had those very good sandwiches. But yeah, would have been much better to drive, 10, 20 minutes north and had lunch there. You had a much better view. We pulled over after, because you know how it is. You'll see like beautiful cliffs and beautiful river, and then you pull over to the average rest area and you can't see any of it anymore.
Nope.
It's when you're driving you can see it. That's why I said I need another camera so that the trips look good with the dash cam, but they're missing. You're only getting a third of the great views. You can't see the lakes.
Nope.
That you can see when you're driving. Well, because you turn your head to the right or the left. Same way with the cliffs and stuff like that. So we're getting the extra camera so that if it's on my side, I'll just hold it at the window and take it for a while. And of course, you just talk and say, this is the, video one, and it's recording, and then just match them up when you're doing the editing. And if it's on the missus's side, she can do it out her window and done. But you need that extra camera because the DSLR is just too damn big. Yeah. And they don't autofocus and work as well as just a action cam does.
Nope.
So she gets all nervous. So I'll just use the DSLR if I'm doing spot videoing or if I'm doing a lot of still pictures. Like I got some good pictures of the Mount Washington. So use it for that, but then use the GoPros for everything else. And again, those who are listening, if you would like to help contribute to the new camera setup and all the other equipment that I paid for so I can offer great content for you folks, there's a link in the description. And just go ahead and say, hey, happy filming or whatever like that. You can make your donation, 5, 10, 20, 10,000, a million, whatever it is. Every little bit adds up. And it would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, that should be coming in the next couple days. So you're like, man, you know me, Gus. If I'm going to do it, I want to do it right.
Yep.
And I was thinking, especially with this trip, some of the other trips where you've just got a lot of, it's a nice, fun road to drive, but you're really only seeing trees on both sides. Not so crucial. But when you get around lakes, around the mountains, if you can't get that while you're driving, because like I've told people all the time, you can't stop most places and get the good views. It's when you're driving. The same way as when you're driving across upstate Vermont. If you're just driving on the back road, you're not going to see much. The highway, oh my God, the views that you get on the highway are absolutely spectacular. Yep. But you can't stop.
Nope.
So you need to be able to film out the sides or, So.
Well, that's like if you go up through the notch on 93, you were able to film the actual notch with the cliffs, and people would be amazed.
Yeah. Well, there's also the same thing as on the Kangamungus. They have that place where everybody goes swimming.
Yep.
Well, if you don't have a seasonal sticker for your car, you can't park in the parking lot. So the only way that you can really do it is do a drive-by.
Yep.
If you don't have the camera to point out the side of your car, again, you'll see it in the video. You might be able to see it. It's like, yeah, there it goes. But when you're driving it, it's impressive because you can see everything.
Oh yeah.
But you can't out your dash cam.
Nope. It's like you go through the notch and you see Echo Lake.
Mm-hmm.
And if you could see, how that sits in the mountains, and then, I can't even think of the name escapes me. You've got Echo, and you've got the other lake. There's one
begins with a P.
Oh.
Yeah, it's that wet one, right?
But there's both.
That wet lake.
The one that has water.
One of them's wetter than the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the names of the lakes up there.
Yeah, I forgot.
Policy?
Huh?
Is it Policy?
No.
Or...
I honestly can't think of what it is off the top of my head right now.
A lake. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lake. They're not very big, but they're there, and they're what comes down through the notch, and that's what feeds them. And it's extremely beautiful to see all of that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's pretty cold too. We went by and watched all the people in the water. It's like, there's no way I'm going to be out there in that stuff. No.
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, when we went by on Tuesday, and there was, I don't know, probably 50 or 60 paddle boats out there because they rent them. Yep. And there was people out there, swimming and stuff. And that's all spring-fed and that water is cold.
That's cold. Yeah, we saw a lot of tubers out. A lot of tubers out the other day.
Yeah, and I honestly have to tell you that that day when you went out on, you were talking about going out on the water. At that point in time, that's why I said to you, I would not even.
Oh
think
no,
about
I went on Massabesic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not lakes. I'm doing lakes until all the rivers calm down. I'm just doing lakes.
It's funny because we've talked to several people up here, and they were talking about, like, in Pittsburgh, they have all the Connecticut lakes that are up there that burst up through the Fourth, and then Back Lake.
Yep.
They were talking about the water is so high up here that people's docks were actually floating.
Oh no, I get it. I get it. Yeah, and Massabesic, I've never seen Massabesic this high, but it was good canoeing.
Yeah.
And Monday we're going to Pawtuckaway.
Yeah,
so that should be fine.
Yeah. So Sally just looked it up because I bugged her.
No, go ahead.
But it's Profile Lake, it's the lake that's right under where the Old Man of the Mountain used to be.
Okay, yep.
And then you go up a little bit further, and it's right on Cannon Mountain is the other lake.
Yeah.
So Echo Lake.
Echo Lake.
Echo. But
and what was the other one again? Profile Lake.
Profile. And Profile is even colder than Echo.
Yeah. All of those lakes have got to be pretty damn cold.
I've been in both of them, and it's like, yeah. Well, it's like if you ever go into the Blackwater River, forget it.
Yeah, I haven't been there. That's on my list. That's where the Blackwater Dam is. Don't they have the Blackwater Dam? That's over by
in Webster.
In Webster, right? It's in the Contoocook River area. It's just north of the Contoocook River. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that water is also
that's pretty cold. Yeah.
But I think, if I'm not mistaken, it comes out of Newfound Lake.
Does it?
I believe
that's
so.
That's a long damn ways.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the river that runs down, and I think it goes into
the Blackwater.
Yeah, there's also another lake up in Andover, or not Andover, but it's the next town, Wilmot.
Yep.
And there's a big lake there. Yeah, I don't know. That one's also cold, so that all feeds into that river, and then that river feeds into the Blackwater. So,
yeah, I don't mind. Yeah. Hey, I'm not swimming. I'm in the canoe, so be as cold as you want to be, and I'm fine with that. But no rivers for a while.
Oh no, because I know, like the Merrimack, where we live, and off of exit 17. If you go to the bridge that's there, and right where Hannah Dustin Monument is, and you look north, there's usually a huge sandbank.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's not there now.
That is probably 6 feet underwater right now.
Because I keep, every time I go by the Merrimack, it's like, yeah, it's damn high, and I know the current's going to be hell.
They've been... Actually, Winnipesaukee has been complaining because they need to let water out, and they've been fighting them because they don't want to. Because as well as I do, that river goes all the way down to Massachusetts. Yeah. It goes right into Lawrence, and they're worried about that they're going to flood everybody from there south.
Yeah, you would have to have a huge coordinated effort because they've got. I think they've got
5 dams between there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's like from the Concord area up, they've got at least 2.
Yeah.
So they'd have to all be in coordination, or else they're gonna be just flooding everybody out.
They're gonna start down south.
And what they call them they call it the Suncook River reservoirs are the same thing, and then they go into the Merrimack. Yep. It's the same thing. Yep. They've got to keep, everybody's got to open up at the same time.
Yeah, or they got to do it in stages so that they don't flood each other out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh, what a nightmare.
It would be.
Yeah.
But that's why they built the dams, because back in 1936, all of Concord was underwater.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you travel around some of the roads and you see the giant spillways, and it's like, well, there you go.
Yep.
And since I've been up, I've never seen any water in any of the major spillways. Well,
no.
You get a situation like this, you just might if they open things up.
Yeah, you don't wanna see water there.
No, that's it. Things are pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather see it all bone dry.
Yeah.
No. But everything is sopping wet up here, I'll tell you that.
Oh, I'd imagine. I was looking at the roads, all of the, not all, a good majority of them along the sides of the roads from probably just shy of Alton on up. They're all filling up with rocks again because everything was washed out. You can see where they dumped in all the new rocks.
Our neighbor lives in Alton, down by Alton Bay, and they were up here at the campground, and they couldn't get home. Route 11,
yep,
Route 25, they were all washed out.
Yeah, there was a warning back a week or so ago, and they said, do not.
A week and a half ago,
yeah.
Yep. It's kind of amazing because this up here, the weather pattern is nothing like it is where at home.
Right.
Nothing. It can be raining up here and it's beautiful sunny down home, down our way.
Yep.
So, but no.
But we did better than Vermont. Vermont got hammered worse. So.
Yeah, to a point, but Alton got hit pretty hard, and Meredith and all of them, they got really slammed.
Yeah.
And but yeah, my son took a ride up in through Vermont. He didn't get all the way up into Barrie, but I saw some footage of some of the roads up in Barrie when that was all going on, and I knew exactly where they were because I had relatives that used to live there, so I knew exactly where they were, and it was like, holy crap.
Yeah. Oh, when was the last time New Hampshire was hit? That's got to be between 5 and 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We got hit pretty bad.
10 years ago.
And we got hammered. I mean, it wasn't just like a regional area. It was like here and here and here and here. It was just all flooded out. It happens. I get those cycles.
Yep.
I'm in high ground. You shouldn't have any problem. You're in fairly high ground. You're just starting up. You're halfway up. No, you're probably a third of the way up the hill?
Yeah.
Elevation wise?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're good.
I'm about
from road
I got
level.
90 feet of sand. I got 90 feet of sand, so I don't have to worry too much about water. It just goes right down. Boop.
Yep. Quicksand. Where's Gus? He's sinking in the backyard. He got no water, but Gus is up to his armpits, like those old spooky movie horror shows. Quick, Sally, throw him a branch.
Yeah. Yeah. But it is absolutely beautiful up here, though. I'm sitting outside actually right now looking. I can just barely see part of Mount Washington.
Yep. Yeah, beautiful area up there. Every time we go up there, it's like, oh man, so beautiful. Logistically, it's not as good.
No.
But just if you're going to drive around, it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous.
No, if you want to go like up here, if you want to go to where we are right now, they have a Shaw's and they have a hardware store. But if we want to go to Home Depot or if you want to go to Walmart, you got to drive 40 miles either way.
Yeah, and it's not like down here. Down here, it's like you pick your town. You get the same stores, and you got the same store in 3 or 4 towns in the general area. You can just bop around. So again, logistically, this is a great area. Beauty wise,
There's
Gorham.
Gorham, which has quite a few things. Gorham and Berlin.
Yeah, but then there's nothing. You've got to travel
nothing.
forever just to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you go to Littleton, Littleton has everything.
Yeah, but they're up there a ways too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you like ATVing and snowmobiling, then like Berlin is.
Yep.
Those are great places. That's fantastic, but takes you forever to get there, and takes you forever to get anyplace else.
However, right at this point, all the trails are closed because they're washed out.
Are they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the ATV trails are closed all up here towards Berlin and north. Even Pittsburgh, they got everything shut down because
that's
there's
not
so
normal.
much water.
That's not normal, though.
No, it's not.
So.
That's in the spring, but not this time of year. Not in end of July.
Yeah. Oh my God! It's almost August. Mentioned it on one of the other shows. Can you imagine that? It's almost August.
Yeah, I know.
Man, what a year!
It has been a year. I think it's been a really good year, though, personally.
It's been an interesting year. Been a busy year. Financially, I've been. It was the year I've got to get a lot of stuff done. I've been doing house repairs. I've been doing painting. We got the chickens. We had a lot of money going out, unfortunately. But nothing else is broken. So it's like, that's okay. Shh, it's okay. Everything's fine. Zippy was having a problem. I got that fixed. It was just a vapor issue. I had to replace the whatever the hell it's called. It takes the fumes out of the line before it hits the engine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I had to replace that. And then she's running fine.
But yeah, we've spent an exceptionally amount of money this year.
Oh yeah, you did. You're another one. Yeah. Yeah, but you guys got a lot of good well, yeah, you had the roof. That's good, but you got your new trailer. Oh.
Yeah.
Look at that. You got your
new
castle in the hills. Yeah, you got your new car.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I went to the other day, we were getting ready to come up. I had the truck all packed. We went down to go pick up a couple of boards at Lowe's to bring up here to set the trailer on. And we started driving, and I was hearing a noise, and I said, uh-oh. So by the time we got to Concord, I realized that my front driver's side brake was hanging up, and I was like, I can't drive that 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So we had to make an alternative decision as to how we were going to get stuff up here.
So what was catching it up?
I was hauling up 14-foot boards.
Yeah.
So we have a trailer, so we used that.
Right, but the brakes was catching up.
Yeah, the brakes on my truck were.
Right.
But
how was it catching up?
They just was sticking from sitting. My truck doesn't get used.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If it got used every day, I wouldn't have any problems with it.
Okay.
It rusts. Even in the summer.
You say, John, come on over and take my truck for a while.
Yeah. Because it's just sitting in the yard doing nothing.
Sitting in the yard. Say, hey, I need to go to Home Depot. Let's make a Home Depot run.
Yeah.
Have to do that.
That's why I told you before, if you ever needed a truck.
Yeah. Have to pencil you in. The chickens need some lumber.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I was just burnt out from doing 50 billion things. I wasn't trying to blow you off or anything, but it was like, man, I just need to not even think about the coop until closer to fall. It's like, then we'll deal with it then. Plus, I wanted to get a few of the outside things done before you folks showed up at the house. John, your steps look like shit. Yeah, I know. It's the year, and I've been doing 50,000 things, so now the steps look fine.
That's good.
Yeah. But, yep. Judy says, that sounds like a challenge, LOL. What sounds like a challenge, Judy? I don't know what the challenge was. Everything's a challenge.
Yeah.
I said things have been so rough, this is the beginning. I'd like to say, this is our year. And it's like, no, this is the beginning year. It's like,
Yeah.
not just 1 year. We get more than 1 year. This is the beginning year of things things doing well, you know. And then of course my father passes away, and
Yeah.
still dealing with all that horse shit. It's like, oh my God. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
all
get
the
me started.
curveballs.
Don't get me started. I'll have to talk to you in private about some of that stuff. But
Yeah. The curveballs.
oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, well that's like getting this new trailer delivered. That's been a curveball after a curveball, but that's okay.
No, but that's a good one. You got a great. Oh, you two have got to be stoked.
Yeah.
Eek.
Oh, and
Tomorrow night, this
okay,
time.
I have to do it. Everybody say happy birthday to Gus and Sally. It was both their birthdays.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
We had a nice big fat steak and potatoes yesterday.
Oh.
And we actually the leftovers today.
Yummy.
Yeah, she did a wonderful job.
Yeah, what kind of steak did you make there, Sally?
Ribeyes.
Ribeyes?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They were nice and thick and juicy.
Oh, yum. Did you pan fry them or did you do them on a grill?
Griddle.
Yeah. Oh, griddle? Oh, there you go.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Hot
It's
side.
my new toy.
Hot
and I
side
love
sear and then move over to a cooler section till it finishes?
it. Actually, yes.
Yes.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
I sear it up on both sides, let it cook for a minute, but I turn the burners off.
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah.
And it's cast iron, so it'll do its thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
that's
was
you got.
another new toy.
Yeah, you got that just for the camp, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
told
you
you
wanna
guys we
hear
got
something
we
funny about
got a new griddle. So we got the big one that goes on the gas burner, our regular gas grill.
Yeah.
And then we got the standalone so that
Yeah.
me and the missus can just take that out when we need it. But yeah, go ahead. Oh, Judy says, "Oh my God, LOL, the ATV mudding." Yeah, I'm sure it would be a challenge to go through those trails. But yeah, go ahead, Gus. What I was saying.
The funny part about it is this new camper. It comes with an outside. It's an outside cooking section,
Mm-hmm.
and it has a small refrigerator.
Yep.
And a pull-out griddle.
Yep.
The griddle is probably 18 by 18.
It'll hold an egg, a piece of bacon, and a pancake.
Yeah, if you're doing, or maybe just French toast and warming up a couple sausage links. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's cute.
So that's gonna come out, and we're gonna put a
That's not sized right for the trailer, is it?
no.
Yeah.
No.
It's like that. Okay, that'd be awesome if you had like one of those little teeny teardrop trailers.
Yeah.
that's great.
Exactly.
But yeah, you guys got better than that.
Yeah. So that's going to come out, and then I'm going to put a piece of wood there, whether it be, like a cutting board type at the top, and we'll just be able to have that there with the, with the refrigerator, so we can keep all the sodas and drinks outside, and
Yep.
we don't have to take up the room.
That's not a pass through, right? That's just a standalone on the outside.
Outside, yeah. You have
Yeah.
to flip down the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be great if you get a pass-through one. That way you can fill it in from one side and pull it from the other. But I'd imagine it sets a good bit lower anyways than the internal.
Oh, yeah.
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 So not ideal. But yeah, hey, at least you, like I said, you keep your day drinks out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
you got an
figured,
outside
that
spigot
way-
out there with that too?
What's that?
Do you have an outside spigot there?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And then there is a place to put a TV outside. I'm
Mhm.
like, why?
Yeah. If I'm
Why?
if I'm outside, I'm outside. If it's raining, I'll be inside, so it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
Plus, you could get like a tablet anyways, right? If you'd want to watch stuff outside.
Yeah. Use a phone. That's the best thing to do.
Yeah, a lot of people use a phone.
And we're not even going to have a TV in the place. So,
Yeah, well, no need for it.
no, not when we can only get 2 channels.
You got Mother Nature channel. Just be
Yeah.
outside and enjoy it. You're
One in
you're
Maine
not,
and one
you're
in
not at
Vermont.
home.
No. That's not the point of camping, or we call it glamping.
Glamping, yeah, that's what the missus likes. She doesn't mind tents and stuff. That's fine. But I've said this before. This is how we used to go camping. We'd load everything up. We'd load everything up in the minivan. We'd have the grill, the Coleman stove, so that you can cook regular stuff. The 2-burner Coleman stove, the toaster, the coffee maker, the fan.
Yeah.
So all the little niceties, that was all packed up. So then I'd set up the tent, and we set up a tent for the kids, and set everything out. So everything would be out. So we'd have an outdoor kitchen that's set up on the they usually have the picnic tables, and then we'd have our own table as well. But yeah, we were camping, and we were intense, but we were not lacking the modern amenities, because she's like, no, I'm not doing without that stuff. So, yeah.
No. Well, it's like I said a long time ago, there'll be a cold day in hell before I sleep in a tent again.
Oh, I don't mind tents. But they can get really hot. That's why we had fans. Oh, we also brought electric heaters with us too, because of course you get the camping site that has the water and the electricity.
Yeah, water.
You put your electric heater on when it's cool at night, and then you have your fan on when it's too hot at night. So again, there was, but yeah, she would have much rather liked to have a regular RV. But no, it was not in the cards, but we wanted to still go camping. Like, we had a shit ton of kids, so it's like, this worked.
Oh, yeah.
This worked. It was a tight pack to get them in there and then go off to camp, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've stayed in this campground here before in several tents just to go to the Lancaster Fair, too.
Yeah.
So. And that's cold at that time of the year.
Yeah.
September.
Yeah, and at night, really cold.
Yes.
Really cold. So how long have you had this this current pad?
About 10 years.
About 10 years? Oh, cool.
Yeah. Changed a lot in 10 years.
Well, it's changed a lot in the past 3 days.
Yeah.
Gonna change more in another one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to change even more tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're going to have what we call home.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're going to have to shoot me off pictures. Yeah, it goes without saying. It's like, yeah, you're damn right I will. So, here it is. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll just be nice, that's all. We get a lot more room. It's actually not a lot. It's set up a lot different. It is bigger, the new one, but it's just because the way the setup is, it's so much bigger.
Right. You do the right layout, you gain a lot more space. So I take it it's a little more open.
Yes.
Yeah. And
we don't have to crawl on our hands and knees to get into our bedroom.
Why would you have to crawl before?
Because it's what we have now is a fifth wheel. So
your bed is in the is above the bed of the truck.
Right.
Okay.
Pretty much. Yeah. And that is only maybe 5 feet tall. So.
Oh yeah, crawling. Okay, so I take it you go up like 3 steps or something like that, and then the bed and the ceiling. The bed is a lot closer to the ceiling. Yeah. Okay. See, I'm getting it now. And this isn't a fifth wheel that you got now. The new one coming in.
The new one, no, it's going to be what they call a pull behind.
Right. Right, because it's not a fifth wheel. It's just got a standard bumper hitch.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a frame hitch, but still.
Right. Yeah. Well. Right. But for the layman out there, fifth wheel and a gooseneck go. Part of it goes up over the bed of a truck and fixes to the center, usually direct over axle, not always, but usually. And then you've got what they call the bumper pulls, which is frame pull or bumper pull. It's anything. It's if you were to look at it, the average person couldn't probably tell the difference between a frame pull and a bumper pull anyways. Comes off the very back. The pivot point's at the back of the truck. Not in the truck bed, right?
A fifth wheel pretty much drives just like a tractor trailer.
Right. Which is similar to a gooseneck. Similar, but not the same. Fifth wheel spreads it out, and they usually have a lot nicer locking mechanisms for it. It's a more stable platform. Yep. Most campers and trailers like that are fifth wheel. Horse trailers and stuff like that tend to be fifth wheel versus or tend to be gooseneck versus a fifth wheel.
Yeah, but
pivot point's about the same.
Yeah, but the way that a fifth wheel or a gooseneck goes, wherever the truck goes, that's where the trailer goes. Whereas with a bumper pull, so to speak, you have to make wide turns.
Right. Yeah, within reason. The longer the trailer, you've got a little bit of leeway, but yeah, generally the case. It's when you have a bumper pull or a frame pull, the pivot point, since it's at the back of the truck, not in the center of the bed, totally changes how you have to drive them. You have to pay way more attention.
That's right.
To the second than you do the first. The first are easier to drive.
Yeah, the tail swing on a bumper pull is really
bad. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and we see them come through here all the time, and the roads aren't exactly wide. They might be 10 feet wide, and they'll go all the way, like on our corner. We're right at the top of the thing, and they have to go by ours, either side of us, and they always run over our lawn. Yeah. I've had them run over. I used to have all kinds of solar lights out there until they got run over about a dozen times, and I said, well, screw that.
Yeah, you get the jack wagons, just like, yeah, I'm used to pulling my boat, and that's a bumper pull, that's fine. It's like, yeah, it's not 35 feet either. It's not 40 feet. You have to drive way into a corner. You have to go into the other lane, or else your rear axles on your trailer will not be in the right lane. You've got to watch the tractor trailers drive that have the really long trailers, and you get an idea. But they're still easier than a standard bumper pull, though. But same thing, the way the back axles track on a bumper or frame pull is totally different.
Yeah.
Now the easiest one is if you get like a fifth wheel, but you get a short camper that's a fifth wheel. It's like, oh, you just forget it's there. Just drive like you've got nothing.
They make hitches, and they're called sliding hitches. They're a lot more money, and they move. The fifth wheel hitch will actually move the length of the bed.
Yep. And
that really changes how you can drive too, because you can almost jackknife them and still have no issues.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Those they move the trailer back when it turns, right? It
does it automatically.
Right. Does it when you turn right or left, it'll slide the fifth wheel mechanism back further in the truck. It gives you better truck clearance.
Correct.
Yeah. I'm just expanding what you said, so if people aren't getting what it is it's all automatic. It's so when you turn right or left, instead of the trailer just pivoting like this, it'll slide the trailer back, which allows you so that you're not hitting the cab when you do your turn.
Right. It's a shorter turning radius.
Yep.
But the funny part about was we had a triaxle load of that rock delivered here. That right there, let me tell you, I've watched all kinds of big campers and stuff come in here, and I big ones, 50 footers, and you get the big motorhomes that come in and stuff like that and everything. But that guy came in here with that triaxle, and he didn't dare to get off the pavement, because he was 75,000 pounds, and he would have literally sunk.
What'd you say about quicksand?
Yeah. He actually did sink the truck.
He did sink the truck. He backed into our site because we wanted them to tailgate it, back all the way up and then start dropping.
Yep.
We actually wanted him to back up dropping, and then he would cover his tracks.
Right, and then he just rolls over where he dropped.
And then he just rolls over it, and then he can, go forward and back and tailgate it that way, so that it actually spreads it out. Oh no, this guy didn't do so well.
Oh, well.
So he backed into our site with 70,000 pounds, and he got halfway down where our camper was, and I bet you he sunk into the ground a good 1.5 feet.
Oh, fun.
Oh yeah, he was sitting there watching the truck tip to the side, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's enough. Dump it there.
Yeah, hey, it's entertaining.
Yeah. Oh, he was like, this isn't good. This doesn't have. I forget what his wording was, but he goes, this has disaster written all over it. And I said, oh, just try it.
No, it's got humor written all over it.
Well,
hey, have at it. As long as he doesn't get hurt, do your thing.
You know what?
Yeah.
Over the years, I've driven my share of triaxles and, dump trucks and stuff like that. So he was, and I don't mean to belittle him, but he was pretty inexperienced about it.
A lot of folks are.
Yeah, and that's what he does for a living, and that's what bothers me. Like, really?
Well, then if all you do is deliver to just easy locations, as the same way as if you've got, like, let's say an RV, well, not a motorhome, but like your trailer, and all you do is you go to places that have pull-throughs. Yeah. You can go for years and have no real skill when it comes to maneuvering your rig.
Nope.
Because you're just used to doing it the easy way. You're pulling through. Right. Which is why so many places offer pull-throughs now, because
that's right.
It's easy and you don't have to worry about people not being able to actually trailer.
Yep. And that's exactly how these people get in trouble, is they go to these places and I can't tell you how many times we've sat here and watched people stuck.
Yeah. I've seen it at standard camping grounds. Same thing. It's like, somebody their first trip, or they're just not used to smaller campgrounds. It's like, you got a spot for a 35, but you've got to go forward, and then you got to back it in, and it's tight.
Well, most all of the sites here are all pull through.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't hit them right, and then especially this year where it's wet, and I don't care whether you got a 4-wheel drive truck or not, you're gonna stink and get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
They don't put gravel down, and it would benefit them as a campground, as well as the people that are coming to rent the space. But they just don't do it,
and it ruins the spaces for the next person.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if somebody's a long-term seasonal, but not everybody's going to be a long-term seasonal.
No.
You're going to have people coming in and out, and it's gravel that stuff up. Go ahead and do it right.
Yeah,
it'll pay for itself.
It all costs money.
It does, but it'll pay for itself.
Yeah, they just have to up the prices.
They have a law here in Arkansas, like you're talking about long-term, that you can't stay more than, I think it's like 30 days or somewhere around in there in a park.
Oh, that's weird. Really? We got long-terms all over the place here. Seasonal. You got people that spend 30 years out there. It's literally, it almost looks like a trailer park at some places where they've got, the lattice work all around the outside and the lights everywhere. It's just,
Yeah, they don't allow that here.
No, we don't.
I will tell you that right here, there's probably 20 what we call destination campers. And to be truthful with you, I think originally they were just mobile homes that they pulled in and set on the spot.
Yeah, a lot of them look like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they paved the driveway.
Yep.
And because
I know people that do that. They retired, and that's how they live. And yet every 30 days or however it is, they have to pull up stakes and go somewhere else for like, I don't know, a week.
Yeah, we don't do that here.
And then they can come back.
We don't. I don't think. I don't think we've got.
No,
I don't think we've got year round. We don't have year round, but it's usually it's from early spring to well after snowfall. But then they shut down. But yeah, you can be there all.
Yeah, well, your weather's different than
you
here.
don't have a winter like we have. So
right.
But yeah, if they didn't, then they'd be there year round. Yeah, we don't have that law.
No, here our season starts May 15th to October 15th.
Yeah.
And then they shut everything off. All the water gets shut off and everything. Boom, done. Electricity. So you winterize and you're done for the year.
Yeah. And that's pretty early. October's pretty early. He should be able to push it in November.
No, because...
No, fuck them. They can. They can do it.
Well,
you can do
higher
it.
Elevations
You know it, Gus.
like that.
No.
Up here...
Yeah, it's a bit north. I know down here, you can... We're still good. We're still good into... But I don't run those camping areas.
No.
But yeah, we're good weather-wise. Heck, you can camp down here until,
probably
mid-November.
Yeah.
Some years later than others, but yeah, Thanksgiving time is still camping weather, usually.
Well, as well as I do that Mount Washington will probably start getting its snowfall.
End of September.
End of September.
Yeah.
And a lot of the places up here they'll actually get snow up here 1st of October.
Yeah, that's true. And then the snow lasts longer. You see it a lot even from Winnipesaukee to Concord. There's about a month's difference in snow clearing out. So yeah. And that's just Winnipesaukee. That's halfway up the state.
Yeah. And we're another 45 minutes.
Yeah. So, I guess October seems about right there. Yeah. See, I'm still thinking, I don't go up there. I don't go up there in the wintertime, and I don't. Yeah. It's always down here, and every time we've gone camping, it's always been in southern New Hampshire.
Yeah.
So.
But there is one or two campgrounds in the state of New Hampshire that are year-round.
Is it?
For the most part, everybody is shut down.
Isn't the one in Londonderry year-round?
Yeah, I think there's one down in London.
But usually what happens, isn't it, that like the cabins get good winter rentals. You go from camping to cabins. Right?
Well, some of them that have a little heater in them.
Yeah, like up here, there are a lot of cabins up in Pittsburgh and Colebrook. And up
right, where they do the snowmobiling and stuff.
Right, and they're like little houses.
Right.
Is what they are.
Right. They're little cabins.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the same sheet. You go from camping to cabins.
Yeah.
Well, they don't call it the Great White North for no reason.
No.
It's the Great White North.
When they can get 10 feet of snow or, 15 feet of snow up here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we don't get that here.
No,
it's pretty mild down here. Again, there's more. That's more of that logistical stuff I like. It's fairly good. We keep like, oh man, I found another ranch out in Montana. It's like, oh God, it's beautiful. Oh God, it's beautiful. And it's like, yeah, but logistically, and the missus is like, I'm afraid of bears, right? And I'm like, yeah, but there's not that many bears. But we'll probably end up being here.
There's a difference between a black bear and a grizzly bear.
There's a difference between a black bear in New Hampshire and a black bear in Montana as well. And there's a difference between a grizzly bear in, let's say, here's what Kodiak bears and grizzly bears are not the same bear.
No,
people think they're the same bear. Grizzly bears are actually smaller. What most people think is a grizzly bear are usually a Kodiak bear. They're bigger.
Yeah.
But
they'll go 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, they're big boys. But so like the average grizzly is not it's not usually the Grizzly Adams grizzly bear. No. They're smaller, but they're still bears in the same way with black bears. A black bear in New Hampshire and a black bear in like Yellowstone. Two totally different beasts. They're much bigger and more dangerous in Wyoming and Montana than they are in New Hampshire. And we've talked about that too. They'd rather just not be around you.
No, here they don't want nothing to do with us because we're abundant, so to speak, and so they know what we are.
And we're the apex predator in New Hampshire.
Correct.
Humans.
Yeah.
You're not the apex predator in the Yellowstone area.
Yeah.
Hey, did my camera just freeze up?
I don't know.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, look at that. My camera froze. Oh, no, there I go again. There I go. Let's wave. Okay. There it goes. Like, I'm freezing. I'm a ventriloquist. I can talk without moving my lips. Well, that's the first time that's happened. Here's another thing. In a few months, because I got my daughter still living with me, in a few months, I may be moving my studio into another room. Because right now it does two duties. I got my weight room and my studio are all in the same room. I'd like to move that. So I may, in a couple months, be able to move my studio to another room and do it proper and be able to get a better camera. We'll try first with the way it is, but I may be able to get a better camera, but I'm definitely going to be able to work out some of the bugs that I just don't have the issues for, because this studio was originally, like I said, just for sound and for photography. It wasn't for video work. So it's situated wrong in the room. For video work, like we're doing now, ideally my work area would be in the center of the room with a wall in back of me and space on the other side. And my layout of my monitors would be different. My soundboards would be different because it's different. So hopefully, keep our fingers crossed, hopefully we'll be able to even upgrade that. I think we've been doing fine like this, but it'd be nice to not have to worry about my flag in the background, because on the other side of this flag here, I got a huge weight machine on the other side of this flag. So it's like, no, the flag's got to be there. Like I said, it wasn't set up for this kind of work.
Yeah.
Got my weight bench and my free weights. Wait a minute, here we go. Over there. That side. Got my weight machine, everything back there. And then over in this whole corner is my work area. So kind of packed in there. What were you saying there, Gus?
No, I just said keeping your fingers crossed, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll get that room repainted, and then don't know whether I'll go with it still with the flag in the back. That's the easiest background, just tacking the flag to the wall, but it could be further away from me in the back, and I have more room and put the camera in a different position. And if I decide to go with getting a dedicated camera for the live stream, then it will be a dedicated camera with the appropriate lens and autofocus and the whole night. So we'll go with that. There's inexpensive routes. I'm looking at anywhere between probably $500 and $600, because I got everything else. I've got all the lights. I've got all the stands. I've got all of that stuff, because like I've said before, I have a full photography studio, so that's not a problem. It's just a dedicated camera, and I can't use my DSLR because it's got an automatic time shut off.
Wow.
Because it's when you could shut off the internal timer, because they usually allow you can have it only run for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Usually it's 45 minutes at the longest back years ago. Nowadays you can go through and you can just turn it right off and go, don't ever shut off. And you need that if you're going to be live streaming. You need it to not ever shut off. My DSLR won't do that. It's a good camera, but it won't do that. It's pre that use. So I have to get it's going to be a lot less quality. I've got an expensive camera. It's just not designed to do that. It'll be, like I said, between $500 and $600 probably for a new camera. I'll let folks know if we actually make the move, and we'll probably tried a bunch with the current camera and see. But with a newer camera, with a better camera suited for that, lighting can be a lot better. The focus can be a lot better. So anything to make it nicer. But folks are going to have to help me out with that. I've sunk so much money, and I keep telling people, if you like the content and you like the way things are going, both with the show and you like just the general content, just drop some money in. Drop some money in.
But your daughter's still there now, right?
Yeah, she's still here now. Yeah, it didn't go quite as planned. Yeah, I'd have to talk to you in person about that as well. This isn't going the way. Yeah, so the whole schedule is pushed back probably a couple months. We were expecting her to be gone weeks ago.
Yeah.
And, no, didn't quite work out that way. So yeah.
Hey.
Be flexible. Roll with it.
That's right.
So we're looking at. What was that, Gus?
I said that's right. No sense in being upset over it.
Oh no. Get prickly for a little bit on certain aspects, but then it's like, okay, it's out of the system. Go. It doesn't solve anything. I'm a firm believer. If you're upset, you're upset. Just say you're upset. Get it out of your system, and then carry on. Don't mull over it, but trying to pretend that you're not upset or trying to pretend that there's not an issue, that very seldom helps anything. It just builds up, and then it's like 2 years later, well, what the hell? Well, you've got all of these things that build up, and you didn't deal with them at the time or vent your frustration, and now you're just blowing up. So if there's a problem, that's the way I deal with it. If there's a problem, deal with it. Say it. If you're mad, say, I'm upset. This is not ideal, but I'm going to do the right thing, and we're going to get past it. And then it's done. It's done. That's just the way I deal with things.
Yeah, I can't stand people that hold it forever. And
yeah, and if there's a problem, say so. It's like, oh shit, I didn't know. Of course, sometimes you kind of drop hints and people don't get the hints, but and then it comes a time where you just have to be a little bit more blunt about it. I try not to be, but holy cow, are you okay, Sally?
Yep.
You over there smoking? You're toking it up?
No, ma'am. No, sir.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm not. No, ma'am. You think I'm Dylan or something?
Yeah.
Hey, did you see that? You're getting paid 40 grand per speaking engagement to talk to gals about female empowerment. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be more crazy than Dylan himself to pay that kind of shit.
Yeah.
My God. Like I said, it's like a white chick putting on blackface and standing in front of a bunch of black men telling them how to be a strong black man. Stop it. That's craziness.
Yeah.
This world, I swear, we're pushing back though. It's going to take time. I told you we're starting now. I expect 5 years. It's going to be at least 5 years before most of this crap gets taken care of. But we got to keep pushing. Because it took us 20 years to get to outright insanity. So to think that, okay, now we're starting to push back, so next year it'll all be gone. No, it won't. It's going to take us at least 5. And there's going to be a lot of screaming from the left. Let them scream.
So sad. Too bad.
Sad. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. I'll turn my fan up more. Okay. What? Your feelings hurt? No. You're so abused. No, you were just used to getting everything that you want and having nobody say anything in return. And you push too far. They never know when to stop. Well, here we are.
As Robin Williams used to say, I was there for the fucking moment, but then I went over the brink.
Yeah. That's our nation. We can pull it back. But I wish people had started pushing years ago. I've been telling people, push. Just don't play the game. Don't play the game. It doesn't help you. It doesn't make things better. It does not. It's temporary smoothness for a shit ton of rockiness later on. No, that goes back to deal with it now. Deal with it now. Say no. Stop it. I think it's, who was it? Who did it just came? Was it Italy? Was it Italy that just came out and they passed it? No males in beauty pageants, in female beauty pageants.
Huh. No, I don't know.
Yeah, then one of those countries did. It's like, yeah, it's about damn time. Now Miss Universe is allowing both married women, which defeats the whole purpose of Miss in the first place, and dudes. Okay, if you sort of look like you got breasts and you can tuck it well enough, have at it. It's like, no. Well, the owner of the Miss Universe is a dude. I think was she from Thailand? Is she from Vietnam or Thailand? Where's she from? She, he. It's a he. It's a
she.
Are you
suffering?
She's picking on you.
I know, it's late. You missed it. I right after dinner, I got a splitting headache, and I've been fighting it off. Let's see here. It's Ann JKN is what his name is. See, it's the freaking linguistics. I get it. It's just where is this person from? Yeah, they call her her, him, whatever. They JKN because the name is JAKARAJUTATIP. Holy crap. Oh my goodness. What can they fit any more letters into that? And it's still not telling me right off the bat where this person is from. Okay, here we go. Thailand. So I was right the first time, Thailand. Because they're big. They're big into that stuff. Thailand, Brazil's big on it. And I've said this before, Hispanics and Asians have an easier time with that whole thing because they're slight of built anyways. So it's easier for them to pass because they're petite and feminine, the majority, male and female, right out the chute. But,
so to speak.
So to speak, yeah. Yeah, compared to like us Nordic folks. I say Nordic, European. We tend to be built, men don't tend to, as a rule in Europe, to be built like women. Well, the same way as in Africa, the same. They're not built like the women. In Asia and a lot of the Hispanic things, they're slight of build. Slight of build, more feminine.
Well, I was just making a smart ass comment about you saying right out of the chute, and I was like, yeah.
Shoot.
Did that one go over your head?
Yeah, that one I just slid right by me. Long day. Not at the best of my game. I came into the show handicapped. Yeah, and the missus was like, well,
Yeah.
I said if it doesn't pick up and it goes too slow, I'll just go ahead and I'll terminate the show. I will terminate it early, but I'll be back.
Doing pretty good for over an hour, so.
Yeah. Well, it's 10:09 now, so we did the 2 hours.
Yeah.
So that was good.
I came in just about 9 o'clock, so.
Yeah, and we were rolling around. We were rolling pretty good before then, so.
Yeah.
It was a decent show. Speaking of that, again, if folks would like to help support my content, there is links below the show. That's as far as I'm gonna go on that. I've already mentioned it. Tonight's coffee was pistachio cream from New England brand. Still waiting on New England brand to give me a sponsorship for coffee.
That would be nice.
Yeah, they're one of the top brands that I tend to imbibe. They've got good quality stuff. I'll be up bright and early tomorrow working on the next sections for the video driving trip. For those that missed it, I put the first leg, which was Alton to Moultonborough. So that goes through into Alton, Wolfboro, Tuftonboro. There's another really small town in there. What's the name of?
Yeah, you had to ask me that. Oh.
Something like something Cove or some, I don't know. It's some little name like
M, I believe.
What was that?
It starts with an M.
Is it M? Oh, something Marina, isn't it? Something.
Oh.
Whatever. It's another.
Melvin Village.
Melvin Village. Melvin Village.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a marina there though, but Melvin Village. So yeah, you've got, and I always forget which comes first, Melvin Village or Tuftonboro. It's whatever. They're like right next to each other, and then you've got Moultonboro at the end of the road, and that's where it tees off, and they've got the airport right there. Yeah. Little teeny airport. I say airports. Oh no, it's a little. It's a little teeny airport.
It is.
Next to a big wetlands and shallow lake, something that's up there. Yeah, pretty area.
Well, it's like this one that you weren't very far from was the White Mountain Airport up here. That's, you talk about a little small airport.
Yeah, there's a lot of those around. Around the States. You say an airport and you go, yeah, it's an airport, but it's not an airport. it's an airport. Yeah, you can fly in there with a small plane, but it's not a.
That's no work.
Yeah,
it's got hangars.
Yeah. Well, so does the one there in Moultonboro. It's got a few hangars. It's more like you go, okay, it's a small single engine because the runway isn't really that long, or ultralights or something like that. It's a perfect. It'd be an awesome ultralight airport.
Well, that's like this one that's up here. We used to see the ultralights. They used to take off from there, and they'd fly right over the campground. That was pretty fun to watch. Yep. All you hear is this, and you look, like, oh, there it is.
Yeah,
after about 15 minutes listening to it.
Yeah. It's somewhere. Yeah.
He's going about 30 miles an hour.
Mosquitoes are getting pretty big this year.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So I'll be working on those.
Wave back.
They do what?
You wave at them and they wave back at you.
Yeah, well, because they're not up there 5,000 feet.
No, they're only up there like 150 feet, if that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
But tomorrow's Friday. Yes.
Yes.
It's Saturday.
Yeah.
What's Saturday? Saturday's after Friday.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have some whiskey tomorrow. What do you think about that?
I think you should. Hey, you want to know something? In the last couple of days, I've had 3 beers.
Oh my goodness.
It's such a lot.
Whoa, slow down there. Slow down there, big guy.
4,
don't get all crazy on
4.
us.
Yeah. I just had this hankering, and I was like, screw it.
Well, that's fine. What'd you drink?
Canadian.
Oh, Canadian.
Molson's beer.
Oh, okay.
I like their Molson's beer, not so much their ale, but I like their beer.
Yeah, I'm not a big ale person.
No.
It's good for people who like it. That's fine. Well, you know me. I don't lie. I don't try to tell people I like something I don't like. I just no. In the same way as I tell people, if I offer something to you and you don't want it, just say no. I'm not going to be offended. Right. Just tell me no. No, I don't want that. Good. It's more for me. I just like to be a gracious host.
Well, I haven't had a beer, honest to God, in probably over a year and a half.
Oh my goodness.
And I just was up here and I was like, you know what? I really want one. And so we went into Shaw's and we were forced to buy the trans.
I wasn't forced this time.
You're forced to buy what? What was that?
Remember
Bud Light?
About the trans beer.
The trans beer, yes.
Yeah. So I bought another 30-pack for him, and I said, "Screw it, I'm having a beer."
Yeah. Did you get those? Did you order the koozie yet?
No.
Oh, you still got to.
No.
If for folks will have to tune in to watch some of the earlier shows.
Yeah.
It had to been what, two or three
weeks ago.
No, not week shows.
Yeah.
No, because you haven't been to what, 3 shows? So that would have been last week, the beginning of last week, probably.
Yeah.
And and then watch those shows. You'll talk about the koozies. Now, what were you saying there, Sally?
I said, you better watch out. He's keeping track of you over there.
Who's keeping track of me?
No, you're keeping track of Gus.
Oh, yeah, of course. Hey, I got the black vans and the black helicopters keeping track of me. I figured the least I can do is keep track of Gus.
Yeah,
there you go. Thank you.
Facebook is really tracking your ass now, too.
Oh, man. Did you see? I went over some of the stats. Donna was asking about it.
I did not hear that part of it. I just saw a little bit of what you wrote.
Oh, yeah. But, I showed the spike right after I came off of my punishment.
Right.
Within 2 days, I was up to almost 5.5 million views. And then within 2 days, back down to 5,000 views. It's like, what the hell? Well, it's because they turned everything back on, realized that, oh, shit, we're now suggesting his content again, and turned that off. That's the only way that you can explain the spike. It's
right.
Yeah, you can, when you have some time, go back and watch the show earlier. I show actually from my back end. I showed my back end. John showing his rear. No, I showed from the stuff behind the scenes running my page, and it showed the graphs and everything. It's like, holy crap. It goes. It looked like one of those, when you're watching the heart monitor things. That's it. Right. It was like this for a month, and then I got off the punishment and went boop, and then boop back down again. It's like, oh, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, I know, because I was getting everything from you, and then I started getting piecemeal here and there, and I said, huh. Because I would see stuff that...
Yeah, so because you told me, you said, hey, I'm getting your stuff now.
Yeah.
And then you probably stopped getting my stuff again. Most of it.
Yeah, Sally says she hardly sees anything.
Yeah, so they're playing games with my reach to include those, and we went earlier in the show. We went over. It's like I've got over 7,000 followers. If I post up one thing a day and they got it, I should have at least 7,000 reach because I've got 7,000 plus followers. I don't. So you multiply that by 3, 4, 5, 6 different things or whatever. Let's say I put out 5 different things in a day.
Right.
That 7,000 should be multiplied by 5.
Right.
At least. And it's not. So I put out the stuff all day long, and I ramped up after I got out of my little timeout thing. I ramped back up to putting out a lot more content, and still go from just over 1,000 to 5.5-ish, somewhere around there, 5.5 million a day in 2 days. Boom. And then within 2 days again, boom, down to $5,000. It's like, no, that's Facebook playing games.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just leave people alone. Just, again, I didn't. And then I posted up the message. Oh, this is, hey, help us with this. If you're a content creator, if you get hit with something, I'm paraphrasing now, and you don't think that it's justified, then go ahead and appeal it and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bitch, I do that every time. And plus you're going to send me your page is in danger of being shut down. Don't lose it. It's like for your violation, one violation.
Yeah.
In 6 months, one violation that was a bullshit violation that I appealed.
Yeah.
It's like, stop it. Stop it. This is what you get with AI running your shit. Stop it.
Inconsistency.
Yeah, and again, the what I got hit with isn't really what they said. I was not promoting dangerous groups or people or terrorist organizations. It was sarcasm. It was actually doing the complete opposite of that. But AI can't sarcasm. No, they don't. It's crazy. But whatever. So we're still trying to fight the good fight, and it's like, oh man. And here's the thing, I didn't even realize, I didn't check my stats for those few days, but I did notice, I'm like, oh, I'm starting to get a lot more interaction on my page, and it's like, great. And then you sent me the message, hey John, I'm getting your stuff again. It's like, fantastic. And then I've been watching the decline again into my comment, and we just aggravate, hey, good to have you back, John. It's like, I never left. I didn't go anywhere. So, yeah, whatever. So
they were playing Dr. Spock on you.
Or they were doing something.
That doesn't compute.
It doesn't compute. That's illogical.
Yeah, that's illogical.
Crazy. So we'll get through it, but it's like, when I saw, because Donna asked me how were the numbers, so I went and I actually pulled them up, and it's like, holy shit. I knew that I had a little bit of a spike, but I didn't know that for in 2 days it went up to over 5 million. It's like, holy crap. So again, if they just leave me alone, just do the natural, just let my stuff go out. People, because the algorithms are set up to put similar content to content that you interact with.
Right.
Take my name out of the do not recommend list and just let it go out there just like everybody else's. The problem will take care of itself, but no. Craziness. But, yeah. It's 10:22.
Yeah.
So I will call it a night. Like I said, busy week. But we put off the canoeing. I was going to go yesterday. No, today, because today's Thursday. I was going to go today, but good thing I didn't because it rained today. And then we were going to go Friday, but my daughter can't make it. So I'm like, I haven't been out on the water, my youngest. So I said, hey, how about Monday? Because she's got Monday off. It's like, how about Monday? She's like, yes, I would love to go Monday. So we're going to Pawtuckaway. I think that's in I think that's in Nottingham. It's just shy of Northwood. So you got what? Nottingham and then Northwood right up above it. So should be a nice. Never been there, but me and the missus were out driving the other day, other day, and I was like, oh, that looks like a pretty lake. Okay, this is Pawtuckaway. And it's like, okay, you got the state park over there, and you got to pay for that. It's like, oh, there's a boat ramp sign. So we followed in. We went down big long road to get to the other boat ramp. And it's like, hey, do you have to pay? It's like, no. It was a zoo then because it was on a Saturday. It was a zoo. Oh, my God. Oh, it was horrible. And I'm like, it's not like this in the week, is it? And she's like, no. They had the I don't know what they call them, the attendee. She makes sure that before people launch, hey, do you got any weeds and crap like that on your boat? So she was there checking. She's like, no, it's not like this. Fridays sometimes, but not earlier in the week. Like, good. I'll be there sometime other than a Friday or weekend. Have you been there?
Long time ago, yeah.
Long time ago. According to the map and what I saw, it looks like it should be a pretty day out on the water.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice little lake.
Yeah, a lot of twisty shoreline, which is great for canoeing and kayaking.
Yep.
So I'll be out there Monday. So I got some time. So tomorrow I can mow the lawn as well as take care of these. Like I said, the videos a day out, and this is like that day took That's at least 3 videos in that day, as opposed to one day out on the water is 1 video. And it takes me 5 to 6 hours per video that I make. Like we talked about, it's not complicated work. It just takes time. It's tedious. Cut, do your transitions, figure out what you want, cut, do your transitions. Then you have to double check, is everything working right? Are your volumes right? Where do you want your text in? How do you want it to fade in? How do you want it to fade out? You want to throw in it's just, again, it's not complicated. You get the system down, it's pretty easy. It just takes time. And there's no way around it. He goes, yep, that's why I don't do that.
That's right. I've explained that to you.
Yeah. But I hope folks like the videos, and I've been trying to make them better, adding more stuff to it. Like I said, got to get that second camera in. Yes, getting that second camera in. It's ordered. It should be here any day now. If folks would like to help donate to help pay for that camera, that's another $250 right there for that camera. There's a link in the description. You can just go ahead and say, here, John, here's for the camera. Because doing that trip through the White Mountains, I'm like, I need another camera. The dashboard does not. People are going to be like, "Oh, that's so beautiful." It's like, you have no idea. You're seeing a third. You're seeing a third of how beautiful it is. There's 2/3 out there. It's just, I just couldn't get.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful up there. So we'll get that taken care of. Okay. Was there anything else before I wrap this up?
Nope. That's it. Just have a great rest of the weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to try. And you guys enjoy that. Hopefully the trailer gets dropped off and it's smooth and it goes in and your transition to stuff into it goes smooth. And you guys going to stay another night up there?
Oh, we're up here till Monday.
Oh, well, see ya. So you guys have a great time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You deserve it. Have fun. Enjoy the weather. Now that it's not, now that you're not going to get washed out.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. No, we're thinking positively.
We are thinking positive.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, Judy, everybody else, it says I have no current viewers. It got no viewers. I don't know what happened to Judy.
Uh-oh. So it's just you and me. Huh.
Yeah, Donna left a little while ago. But it was weird that she didn't say anything. So I'm wondering.
I know.
I've got no error messages. Let's see here. Excellent connection. Says it's still going through. I've had no drop signal messages here on my end. So I don't know. Weird. Maybe somebody kidnapped everybody. But yeah, I'm glad you could make the show. It was good touching base again. Yep. And you enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yeah, we will.
Thank you.
Right.
Thanks.
Well, I'm going to call it a night. See everybody later. Again, I'm going to be busy. If you'd like to drop a message, you know how to get in touch with me. See you Sunday. Right? Sunday. Today's Thursday. Sunday for the next show. Until then, God bless and take care.
Good night.